Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And welcome to it. Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Yesterday was a big day. It was the first court appearance for the evil scumbag who shot Charlie Kirk. This was his first appearance in court. And so there's a lot to take from it. But let's start with Democrat Senator Tina Smith the other day, who was mad at President Trump because he jumped the gun on the political leanings of the Charlie Kirk assassin.
This is a moment when the president is actively trying to gin up fear by spreading disinformation and his opinions, when he really has no idea what is behind this tragic killing of Charlie Kirk.
You really have no idea what he has any idea of.
Right.
I mean, he probably had very good information to begin with. The best available, certainly.
I mean, he's the one that broke the news. They caught the guy.
Right. But don't worry about all the people who are still saying the guy's a Republican. Don't worry about any of that. And saying that he killed Charlie Kirk because he wasn't radical right enough. There are people still spewing that garbage.
Oh, yes.
His girlfriend had a man unit.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a Republican, but that's just me.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. But it isn't a Republican. Now, yes, his family certainly is.
Yeah.
That's pretty clear. Most everybody in the family. There might be some, I think were there two people that were saying negative things about him at whatever dinner we've heard about multiple times.
Yes.
But here was Utah County District Attorney Jeff Gray yesterday.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Blackboard?
That doesn't seem like
Can you
Jeffrey
kill this
Gray.
clip, please? No.
Don't know where that came from exactly.
There we go.
Explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views. In one conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be holding an event at UVU, which Robinson said was a stupid venue for the event. Robinson accused Kirk of spreading hate. Robinson's father reported that when his wife showed him the surveillance image of the suspected shooter in the news, he agreed that it looked like their son.
Wow.
Boy, what a
realization that had to be.
Stomach moment for the parents, right?
Yeah. Really terrible. Really, really terrible. This was the exchange between the killer and his roommate. He texted him, "I'm still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I got to grab my rifle still." So he dumped the rifle with the intention of going back around and picking it up again.
Correct.
To be honest, I'd hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. Another indication of how not smart this person is. I'm sorry to involve you, roommate. You weren't the one who did it, right? I am. I'm sorry. Wait, I thought they caught the person. No. They grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering.
Yep.
Then the roommate asks, why? Why did I do it? Yeah. I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I'll have no evidence left. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully, they've moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it so far. Fascinating.
Yeah.
That, the disconnect that he had between speaking to people about your differences, talking that out, explaining your point of view, and having somebody explain their point of view back to you. The difference between that and the real hatred of shooting and killing somebody in cold blood. What a bizarre disconnect there. Wow.
Yeah, and that text exchange goes on to where the roommate asks how long he's been planning this, and he says a bit over a week, I believe, which obviously, I mean, he planned this out, so obviously. But that squad car, that one patrol officer who was sitting by that rifle,
yeah,
I mean, thank God.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because if that guy's not there,
if
that officer's not there, he may have retrieved that gun, and then we don't have the DNA on it.
It's possible, and it's interesting because he seemed more worried about it being his grandfather's gun,
right,
and being able to return that to his dad.
That was
than the actual evidence that was involved. Again, just showing you the stupidity of this guy.
Yeah, he even said, what did he say in a text?
He says, "I'm wishing I'd circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing that to my old man?"
He does. I mean, shows where his brain is.
Yeah.
It's nowhere in reality. I don't know if it had a serial number. Way to check that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Man, you are a dumbass.
Good thing. I mean, I'm glad.
Yeah.
He said, "The only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel." Oh, is that all? That's okay. Well, then, yeah, your DNA's all over it. Doofus. But then he writes, "Remember how I was engraving the bullets? The effing messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices bulge UWU," is that shorthand on texting and Twitter for something? Do you know what it is?
I do not. My kids were telling me about the memes,
anyway.
what memes they referred to, and I barely paid attention to what they say.
Anyway, he says, "If I see this on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think that was a $2,000 scope."
Oh, gosh.
Interesting. I mean, obviously, troubled, disturbed, insane individual.
Yep.
Who didn't understand real hate from discussing issues that you differ on.
Real quick, you mentioned the text where he talked about the old guy, George Zen. We have an update on him. I mean, he's still behind bars, not only for the obstruction there, but they found child porn on his phone that he willingly let them search.
Pretty interesting.
Isn't that something? What are you staring at, Jeffy?
I'm just listening to you do the report is all.
That's all.
That's all.
Yeah, good.
It's interesting how they just found it on his phone.
No, normally I would agree with you, but it was interesting how that George Zen guy pops up in a lot of places.
That's for sure.
Sure does.
And the guy is a nightmare, and we're all happy
but some of
that
the
he's
quotes,
not on the streets. I got it.
Right, but some of his quotes about children that they recorded or something.
Sick. Yeah. Then we had an ABC reporter talking about, the exchange we just read a significant portion of, the very touching exchange between the killer and his partner. Jeez. Here's Matt Gutman.
An alleged murder with such specific text messages about the alleged murder weapon, where it was hidden, how it was placed, what was on it, but also it was very touching in a way that I think many of us didn't expect. A very intimate portrait into this relationship between the suspect's roommate and the suspect himself, with him repeatedly calling his roommate who was transitioning, calling him my love, and I want to protect you, my love. So it was this duality of someone who the attorney said not only jeopardized the life of Charlie Kirk and the crowd, but was doing it in front of children, which is one of the aggravating circumstances of this case. And on the other hand, he was, speaking so lovingly about his partner. So a very interesting and, as Pierre said, riveting press conference.
I think Matt Gutman might be falling in love there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He's just falling in love.
A little tad.
That is staggering.
Sure is, man.
You just can't believe what you witness on a daily basis.
I know.
If somebody was just explaining this all to you, you'd be like, no, stop it. That did not happen. You misunderstood this whole thing. Like the 40 things you just told me. None of them are true. Come on.
Nice story.
I mean, our past selves wouldn't understand or be able to comprehend, get our heads around the present today if somebody was telling us what was coming.
That's a fact.
We would not believe it.
And that's, I mean, that is just a minute piece of what we're being
I know.
just hammered with every day since it's been a week, right? Or almost a week since
Today,
his
it is a week.
assassination. Yeah.
And
it really is unbelievable. And yet it's happening right before our eyes.
Every day. All day.
I know.
And it's not just one thing a day.
I
it's like
know.
30 things a day.
And look, here's this guy and this lady and these people and this group. It's amazing.
And then you won't believe this. Okay. Wow. Yeah, we're in an upside down world now. Later in the day, the killer had the charges read to him in court.
Mr. Robinson, for count 1, aggravated murder, a capital felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-5-202, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk under the following circumstances. The defendant knowingly created a great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Notice conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty or pursuant to Utah Code 76-3-207.7, a mandatory term of imprisonment for life without parole or an indeterminate term of not less than 25 years, that may be for life. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child aggravating factor, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider as an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent criminal offense in the presence of a child.
Boy, look how cold he looks, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a still shot yesterday. I mean,
he's stoic the whole time.
Blinks once or twice, and that's it, man. Boy.
This does carry the death penalty, and I was reading yesterday that it's possible he could get the firing squad.
Right.
Utah's one of 3 states, but you can choose.
Yeah.
At least you used to be able to. I think there was one of 3 ways you can go.
Correct.
So you can pick the firing squad, I think lethal injection, and maybe the electric chair.
I'm not sure if I'm not sure if they have
hanging. I don't know.
Sparky or
there's
not.
several options.
There's options,
and you get to choose.
And there are multiple states now that offer that, and there's some people have chosen it.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they did an execution via firing squad not that long ago.
No, South Carolina.
Within the last 10 years, it's happened.
Oh, yeah, within a year in South Carolina for sure.
Oh, wow. It's really something. So I'm sure they'll make a big deal out of that, too. The left will be all up in arms. I mean, does it matter whether it's firing squad or if that's what he wants?
No, but I mean, everyone, many people are calling for town square. We talked about it. I mean, we're willing to do town square, and I don't want to see that. I don't know. I don't either. I mean, I don't want to see it.
No,
I don't want to see it.
I mean, you'd be fascinated, just like a car accident. We just, I don't know. We got that. We have that in us.
Yeah, we do.
Where you don't want to look, but you have to look.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there are other things happening. There's in the U.S. Senate, FBI Director Kash Patel sat down to answer some questions yesterday.
Big day yesterday for Kash.
Big day. First, here's Missouri Senator Eric Schmitt discussing the current political climate in our country.
Already, we're hearing people talk about Charlie's assassination in those terms We're told that we can't possibly know what drove a killer to plan and carry out a murder of the most prominent conservative activist in America. But that's a lie. We do know. The facts are plain and clear, and we have to speak truth in this moment, or there's no other side of the mountain. The vast majority of Americans are against political violence, but there is a vocal, active minority that encourages and celebrates it, and that minority is overwhelmingly on the left. Just last week, a YouGov poll found that a full 25% of those people who describe themselves as very liberal say it can be justified for citizens to use violence to achieve political goals. Less than 3% of very conservative Americans say the same. That's too many. That is 3% too many. But we are lying if we think that this is a both sides thing. It's not. We have to confront it. And you're going to have an important job of rooting out these terrorists. This is an ideology that runs very deep. The numbers are virtually identical to the ones I just noted when it comes to whether or not it's okay to celebrate the deaths of people whom we disagree with. And while large majorities in both parties were opposed to celebrating political violence, Democrats overall were nearly twice as likely as Republicans to believe that it is usually or always acceptable to celebrate the death of a public figure they oppose. What in the hell is going on?
Good question.
Earlier this year, a poll found that more than 55% of people on the left believed that it would be at least somewhat justified to murder Donald Trump.
Wow.
These are not just some abstractions on a page. These are our fellow citizens. How can we come together with people who believe these things? We've all seen the flood of posts on social media over the past week, not just a fringe few, but thousands upon thousands of people gleefully celebrating a father of two young children getting gunned down in broad daylight. I wish I wouldn't have seen that video. I wish my kids would not have seen that video. Blue Sky, the left-wing alternative to X, was so overwhelmed with these posts that the platform was forced to issue a statement warning its users to stop glorifying the murder. And it wasn't just random social media trolls. It was journalists, elite college professors, and even politicians, all but saying Charlie's assassination was justified because of what he thought, because of what he said. We saw the flood of hit pieces, the most powerful media outlets in the nation dishonestly attacking and villainizing Charlie for the most vicious possible terms. How can you ask us to unite under that? There can be no unity between good and evil. Somebody has to win this thing.
That's powerful. He had a lot more to say. We'll get to that in just a second. First, we got another letter from Preborn, and I want to share Krista's story. Krista arrived at a Preborn Network clinic feeling completely alone. She was considering abortion because of financial struggles, a lack of family support, and just personal grief. She'd recently, she lost her brother, and both of her parents had passed away 5 years earlier. Krista said bringing a baby into the world without their guidance and support just felt really daunting. She also shared that her father of the baby was in support of abortion. A week later, everything changed. During her ultrasound appointment, seeing her baby's tiny heartbeat sparked a deep sense of connection and love that we can all relate to.
Absolutely.
Those of us with kids have seen the ultrasounds and how impactful they are in your life. It's amazing. It's really amazing. After a heartfelt conversation with the baby's father, he agreed to support her decision to continue the pregnancy. The clinic staff offered critical resources and guidance, including staying connected to the clinic's resource director throughout her pregnancy, helping Krista feel prepared and hopeful about her future. Today, she's achieved her goal of becoming a licensed esthetician. I've never said that word before. A licensed esthetician, and is thriving in a relationship with her son's father. So that's great. Krista reflected, despite all the fear and uncertainty I once felt, I'm beyond grateful for the decision I made. He's the greatest blessing, and I wouldn't trade this journey for anything. So you can help somebody else have this great outcome. Just $28 provides a life-saving ultrasound. Go to preborn.com/Pat. That's preborn.com/Pat. Or just dial pound 250 and then say the keyword baby. Pound 250, keyword baby. Together, we can end this tragedy, one mother and one baby at a time.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
And back to more from Senator Schmitt, who had a lot to say and had more to say on the current political climate.
I would point out, we've heard years of the left, their loudest voices calling anyone on the right extremist MAGA Republicans, fascists, Nazis, an existential threat to democracy. Check yourself. And don't give me this both sides bullshit. Mr. Director, I want to ask you. Tell me if each one of the following perpetrators or alleged perpetrators were acting from a left-wing or right-wing political violence. The man who tried to kill Republican congressman at the congressional baseball practice, nearly killing House Majority Leader Steve Scalise. Left-wing or right-wing violence?
Sir, I believe it was a left-wing ideology.
Okay. Burned down cities during the Summer of Love in the George Floyd riots. Left-wing violence or right-wing violence?
Sir, I'll rely on you on these.
He doesn't want to play.
Off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Okay. Left wing.
Really?
Come on, Kash.
Waukesha Christmas Parade massacre. Left wing or right wing violence? Left wing. The Lee Zeldin stabbing attempt. Left wing or right wing? Left wing. The Covenant school shooting in Nashville. Left wing or right wing? Left wing. The Butler, Pennsylvania assassination attempt on President Trump. Left wing or right wing? Left wing. The Trump International West Palm Beach assassination attempt. Left wing. The Abundant Life Christian school shooting. Left wing. The United Care CEO's murder, left wing. Tesla's burned, keyed, damaged, firebombed, left wing. The murders at the Israeli embassy, left wing. The ICE facilities firebombed, left wing. The Minnesota Catholic school shooting, left wing. The anti-white Charlotte and North Carolina stabbing, left wing. The attempted Utah News State firebombing, left wing. And now, of course, the culmination of this vile trend, a left-wing assassination of Charlie Kirk. So don't give me this both sides. If we want to get to unity, let's be honest. Free speech, yes. Political violence, no. But let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, he's right.
He is right.
Cash didn't want to play the game, but he was right.
You know who else didn't want to play the game was Marcy Blackburn, who's sitting right next to him.
Yeah.
She's busy scrolling through social media. And then when she stopped scrolling through social media on her one phone, she looked over and said, "Oh, he's not done yet." And she picked up her other phone. She picked up her other phone. If you watch while he's still speaking,
oh no,
unbelievable. There's that. Now that's her just scrolling through the social media, and then a little bit later, she puts that phone off to the side, looks over at him, and goes, "Oh crap, he's not done yet." And and then picks up another phone on the other side of that one. It's unbelievable.
That's funny. Good catch.
Unbelievable.
I love that stuff.
Then it got a little loud.
Yeah.
Here's Kash Patel with Cory Booker.
That rant of false information does not bring this country together. If you want to work on bringing this country, it's my time, not yours.
My God.
If you want to talk about
dividing this country,
it is my time.
I follow you on your social media posts that tears this country apart.
To address
there should be a unified. Oh, you can try all you want
in this country.
To not take responsibility for what you have said. Sir, you're making a mockery of this committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over. The people of New Jersey tell me what my time is. You can't lecture me.
You can tell me my time's over.
You may be the charge of the FBI.
I'm not going anywhere.
But I am not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman.
Not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Ooh.
Senator Booker, I announced at the beginning of this meeting that this back and forth talking over each other doesn't work. And I said if that happened, I asked Patel not to respond, and I was going to give him some time after the senator's time was up to respond. And that's
he's doing good for 187. He has it together, though.
He does.
Chuck Grassley, he's on social media. He handles this stuff. He's sticking up for whistleblowers.
He's still on
Jam it to hell.
I'll not tolerate it. I won't. You whippersnappers.
He's still sharp as a tack.
Will not be yelling at one another here.
Have a Werther's original.
Chuck is still sharp as a tack, and he's running again.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
He's running again.
Yeah.
What is he, 91? Is that
91, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Chuck.
What do you mean, Chuck?
What do you mean?
Chuck's got it together more than half of the...
There's no doubt about that.
The people in the Senate that are younger than him.
I'm all about Chuck.
Yeah. All right. Jeez. It got a little contentious, though. You got the Cory Booker because he's an egomaniac, and he's not going to... he's not going to speak truth at all.
No.
Doesn't care. He's a liar and an egomaniac. And then there's Adam Schiff, who's also terrific.
These two dingleberries.
The American people to believe that? Do you think they're stupid?
No. I think the American people believe the truth, that I'm not in the weeds on the everyday movements of
you're
inmates.
Not in the weeds?
What I am doing is protecting this country, providing historic reform, and combating the weaponization of intelligence by the likes of you. And we have countlessly proven you to be a liar in Russiagate, in January 6th. You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised that you continue to lie from your perch and put on a show so you can go raise money for your charade. You are a political buffoon at best.
Nice!
Well, you can take an internet troll.
Take it to the bank that the FBI is protecting this country and the state and citizens of California. We are bringing historic reform.
Point of order.
But all you care about is a child sex predator that was prosecuted by a prior administration, and the Obama Justice Department and the Biden Justice Department did squat. And what did President Trump do? Bring new charges courageously. And what have we done?
Chairman,
you said I'm the most transparent FBI director in history. 33,000 pages of information to you. I challenge you to say anything credibly to the truth. Go ahead and run to the camera.
It's great they cut off his mic. They cut off Schiff's mic.
I think they... Did they? Who cut that?
Yeah, he was speaking.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was speaking. Somebody turned it down.
I don't know. That was interesting.
I mean, they were one of the senators was saying, "Mr. Chairman, please take control of this."
Yeah, well, he said he was gonna,
and he was.
I told you I wasn't kidding.
He was banging with his gavel, and that seemed not to be working. The gavel.
What did I say to you, whippersnappers? Anyway,
the gavel was not working.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that Kash Patel called him a political buffoon at best.
At best.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Right there. It's the biggest compliment you could give Adam Schiff, is that he's a political buffoon.
At best.
A lot of buffoons on display.
There. Mazie Hirono displayed her brilliance, too. So this is good. Yeah.
You know, you've been asked some questions about changes to your hiring standard, and including college degrees.
She may or may not be sober.
And possibly the age. But, one question I had is...
wait, let me find it.
Yeah?
Yeah, they wrote this down for me. I forgot.
Hello?
That you are now requiring applicants to be able to do a certain kind of pull-ups.
One pull-up.
Which a lot of women cannot because of physiological differences.
What's a
wait? Whoa. Pause it for a second. Wait.
Breaking news.
I thought women and men were exactly the same physiologically.
I didn't even know we could define women.
What? Right. First of all, she's not a biologist, so how does she even know what a woman is?
Good
Secondly, when people do figure out they're women, they've also discovered they're exactly the same as men, and men have no advantage over them physically. Now she seems to be talking about
now that there's a difference,
an advantage. All right, let's see if we can get her to finish here.
A lot of women cannot because of physiological differences. Are you requiring these kinds of pull-ups?
One pull-up.
We are requiring a physical program at BFTC at Quantico because FBI agents carrying guns in the field have to chase down bad guys and do really hard work. The physical fitness standards of those agents
are you requiring these kinds of pull-ups?
Yes! We're requiring everybody to pass the 1811 standards at BFTC.
Are you kidding me?
If you want to chase down a bad guy,
you're going to be able to do one pull-up.
You better be able to do a
much
pull-up.
more coming up. We're going to Chew the Fat, too, coming up with Jeffy. Jeez.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. Swamp Pirate tweets, right-wing dudes don't have girlfriends that are smuggling pickles in their Levi's. Jeffy takes exception to that, of course.
Good.
Sarah Barra, ABC is going to make a made-for-TV movie romance about the killer, and Matt Gutman from ABC is going to play him. I mean, in this stupid society, it would make sense, right?
It sure would.
You might want to play the boyfriend.
Rowdy Introvert, Matt Gutman sounds like he felt a thrill going up his leg as he described those supposed text exchanges.
So weird.
Yeah, really strange. Really, really bizarre. Can you imagine? Again, you can't imagine this happening.
Right.
5 years ago. Right. All right. Let's chew the fat now.
Oh, yeah, it's Wednesday.
With Jeffy.
All right. Do it.
Like it.
It's that time of the week when Jeff Fisher wants to speak. So let's take his plate away and close down the buffet. He's got a mouth full of stories, jaw working overtime, chewing the fat. Jeff is a hill we all gotta climb.
I love that so much.
Think about it.
Some automotive news. Stellantis Ram brand is canceling plans to develop a full-size electric Ram 1500 pickup truck, citing slow demand for electric vehicles. As demand for full-size battery electric trucks slows in North America, we're reassessing our product strategy and will discontinue development of our full-size BEV pickup. That's industry acronym for battery electric vehicles. That's what they showed off a couple years ago, saying it's coming. No, it's not. They already delayed plans twice for the truck. And Ram said we're still planning to launch an extended range electric truck, which is equipped with an electric generator and a gas engine. And I mean, they have a new CEO. Said we're launching an aggressive turnaround for the brand, and the overall Stellantis CEO said we're dialing back some of the former CEO's initiatives and pledges, and we got to make tough decisions, and we're going to reestablish profitable growth and significantly improve results. So, because why is that? Oh, I know. The auto industry overall has been dealing with a slower than expected adoption of electric vehicles.
They're not perfected yet. Simple as that.
Yeah.
The whole process isn't there yet. I mean, it is for some people, and it's fine. And it'd be great. I wouldn't mind having one.
No, I wouldn't either.
But it's got to be more convenient.
Yes, absolutely.
Period.
Speaking of electric cars, a whole 6 Tesla drivers who use full self-driving software say they experience problems with the technology at rail crossings. And 4 of them provided videos with companies even with complaints even more widespread on the Tesla internet forums. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration told NBC News that they had raised the issue with Tesla. NBC News now posted some of the videos from the Tesla drivers. But it's fascinating. Looks like
you.
Yes, it does.
So
look
the
like
Tesla,
me.
it's a Tesla that's made
driving,
to look like
nobody exactly
wants that.
like
Nobody
me.
wants that.
No.
That's why sales are a little down.
Yeah. So we don't have that either.
Nobody's going to graffiti that kind of car.
Okay, there were several videos that showed the car struggling at railroad crossings.
In what way? What does it do?
It would not stop. It didn't recognize the crossbars coming down.
Oh,
and
that's a problem.
That's a problem. Didn't recognize
my
the lights.
Gosh!
But I will say this now: Chris Cruz, who's not here this week, okay, he's taking a week off. He said that he has not had any problems with his. So, is it just is it just a minor problem that's a problem for these cars? I don't know.
It's a big problem, though.
That is a big problem. That's a big problem. Just something to keep your eye out. Well, no question. We also have Ford Motor Company, as long as we stick with automotive news. Ford Motor Company is moving for the first time in 70 years, and it's relocating to a newly constructed building 3 miles away from its original home, the glass building, the glass house in Dearborn, Michigan. The new one is 2.1 million square feet, 195.
Ford was actually incorporated in the first headquarters.
And then this is that video there is of a really fascinating video, and maybe it's the Michigan in me. I'm a big fan. I mean, even though my dad worked for General Motors, it still was fascinating to talk about the Ford Lifeline.
All right.
Ford was actually incorporated, and the first headquarters were in Detroit proper on Mack Avenue. Paquette plant was in Detroit proper. After that, we moved out of the city to Highland Park, a nearby suburb of Detroit. But in 1928, Ford Motor Company moved its headquarters to Dearborn, Michigan, where we've been for almost the next 100 years. We're sitting at the Henry Ford II World Center.
That's a mistake.
It was opened in 1956, and the locals quickly began to call it the Glass House because of the extensive use of glass and the architectural style. When it opened, it was one of the largest buildings that housed a single corporate entity, Ford Motor Company, at the Glass House. Beginning in November, Ford headquarters will move from the Glass House to the new building that's about 3 miles away, or about 10 minutes away, on the land that was formerly the Product Development Center.
Yeah, it's nice.
For the first time in more than 100 years, Ford is going to have its administration where the product is actually being developed. The last time was at Paquette, but we've been out of there since 1910. So as we move to the new headquarters, it was on the site of the Product Development Center. Product development and administration will all take place in the same building.
There's a thought.
Here at the Glass House, many of the Ford family members have had offices. The namesake for our building, the Henry Ford II World Center, obviously had an office here, but so did William Clay Ford and so did Benson Ford, although William Clay Ford Sr. actually moved to the Product Development Center when he took over design. Since then, Bill Ford has an office here on the 12th floor. There have been multiple Ford family members who, as they walk in and they see the blue oval with Ford on the side of the building, they're really walking into their family home. When we move to the new headquarters, the One American Road address will move with it.
I know.
Because we're going to continue to develop
Looks like it's time.
For the next century to open not only the roads of America, but the roads of the world to everyone.
Think about it.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely time to get out of that dump of the Glass House.
Yeah, 1956. I mean, that's an old building.
Yeah, a long time ago. Anyway, it's just so fascinating to me that they're moving and it's Ford. So, Tom Brady coming back out of retirement. Kind of. Sort of. The Las Vegas Raiders minority owner and 7-time Super Bowl winning quarterback announced Monday night at the second Monday night football game that he's going to play in a first-of-its-kind round-robin tournament featuring 3 teams of current and former NFL players, and it's going to be flag football. The tournament will take place March 21st, 2026 at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
I guess we're just ignoring the human rights violations of Saudi Arabia now, right? They spend enough money, we'll just ignore it for you.
They just said women are able to wear what they want.
Oh, wow.
Now, of course, modesty is expected.
Of course.
But you can wear what you want. They just
within
said that.
reason. I mean, you can't show any skin, but you can wear what you want.
I think the head prince, Grand Poobah there, said it didn't matter.
Really?
Yeah.
So the religious police will not be arresting women?
Maybe the modesty police will. I'm not real sure about that. But I'm pretty. I feel like the story was like you can wear
they leave
what
the
you
home
want.
without the man? Or is that still verboten?
I don't know.
They can drive now, right?
I think they can. Yeah, I think they can because they can drive. Yeah, he's really trying to get them to move ahead. From the past
to the future. That's really forward thinking.
It
to
is.
allow a woman out of her house without her man.
This is Tom did the news conference there in Vegas at the stadium with Turki Al Sheikh, the Saudi Arabian sports promoter and chairman of the General Entertainment Authority. They made the announcement there in Vegas, and among the participants in the game are going to be Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, Sauce Gardner, Myles Garrett, Brock Bowers, Max Crosby, Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham Jr., and Brady's former teammate Gronkowski is going to come out of retirement as well. Additional participants consisting of professional athletes from other sports and celebrities will be announced in the coming months. The teams will be coached by Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, and Kyle Shanahan. Flag football will be introduced in the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, and the NFL clubs just voted to permit the NFL players to play in it. So we should be able to win that at the Olympics, no problem. And Tom said, he was quoted at this event, I've always admired the power of flag football, the fastest growing sport in the world, and how it connects fans of all ages. And I want to help continue the global movement and momentum that our game is having. Do you, Tom? Do you? Have you? Okay. Okay. No word on how much Tom is getting paid to do this. But I'm sure that Tom isn't going to Riyadh next year for less than what? 100 million? 150 million? Maybe? I mean, and the rest of these people aren't showing up for nothing.
I hope there are no injuries, man. I remember Garrison Hurst playing in some celebrity volleyball game, and he was out for a year from an injury from that back in the 90s.
Yeah, wow. Well, that $50 million will be able to pay for the doctor's appointment.
49ers were not pleased.
Yeah,
so
no
I hope
doubt.
There are no
and that's why the owners struggled with letting them play in the Olympics, but everyone wants us to win the Olympics, and then the owners will probably say, yeah, we won, now don't play. Have a nice day. Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcast, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Rate and review where possible, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher.
You know, if there's something we can all believe in, it's hard work, self-reliance, showing up for the people who count on us. But if you're spending your nights tossing and turning and, dragging through the day on fumes, it's time to break that cycle. That's where Beam's Dream Powder comes in. It's proudly founded in America. Dream is a science-backed nighttime blend with reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. Helps you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed, not groggy. On your first night, it's lights out in minutes. After a week, you'll notice more energy, more focus, and more patience. There's no shortcuts here. No junk, just science-backed ingredients and 17.5 million better nights of sleep for people who refuse to settle. It's fantastic. You're going to love the flavors, too. The salted caramel is great. 15 calories. There's no guilt in helping yourself get to sleep. And it's not habit-forming. It's not a drug. Beam is giving my listeners the ultimate Patriot discount, up to 40% off. So try their best-selling Dream Powder today. Go to shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code PAT at checkout. That's shop, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com/Pat. Promo code PAT for up to 40% off. You'll sleep better, wake up stronger, and be unstoppable.
Now, more Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yes, Pat Gray Unleashed continues. Here's the Chewing the Fat Fat 5 or Chewing the Fat segment with Jeff Fisher. So I saw a headline that read, September is usually a pretty sleepy month at the box office, but 2025 is definitely breaking that pattern with some serious over-performers. And I thought, well, it's probably because of The Long Walk this weekend, and they had Conjuring last weekend, the last couple of weeks. And sure, Conjuring and The Long Walk helped, but nope, this past weekend, number one at the box office, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, the anime trilogy starter, playing in both
cartoon?
dubbed and subtitled. Wow. How dare you?
Wow,
that's
anime.
That's anime.
So it's a cartoon.
No, it is not a cartoon.
Japanese
anime.
It's anime.
Cartoon. Got it.
It's playing both dubbed and subtitle versions. A shattered record, 70 million domestic here in the U.S.
Very
386
70 million.
Said 386 global for it.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. It's incredible. Conjuring, last rights for its second week was number 2. Downton Abbey, the grand finale, was number 3.
Oh, yeah.
The Long Walk ended up 4th, but shame for Stephen King there. And Toy Story 30th anniversary released was number 5. Then Hamilton, Weapons was in there, Freakier Friday, Spinal Tap 2. That was the first week of Spinal Tap 2. Nobody wanted to see that. That was number 9, about 1 million. I saw a couple of the mockumentary. I saw a couple of commercials where they were promoting that, and it did not look good. And then The Sound of Music, 60th anniversary re-release was 10th this weekend.
The Sound of Music.
The Sound of Music, 60th anniversary. Number 10 at the box office this weekend.
Wow.
And all told, the weekend brought in $147.9 million, which is up 36% from last year. No No concession stand deals reported yet. That's still an issue going on at the movie theaters. Just saying. And this story, you know what? We have this story. This story kind of ticks me off. Elton John. He's been touched. This is their story. Elton John's life has been touched by gold in fascinating ways, both on and off the stage. You hear his story, the description of the film, which was released on YouTube September 15th by the World Gold Council. Elton John, touched by gold. Now, I've not seen this yet. But in the documentary that they're calling Touched by Gold, John revealed unusual gold accessories that he had made. And he believes that this is a way to ensure his legacy, right? So he turned his kneecaps into gold-plated jewelry that will withstand the test of time.
All right.
He said that goldsmiths were shown working on the jewelry, this designer Theo Fennell's shop in London. And when I had my kneecaps removed, the left one first and then the right, I asked my surgeon if I could keep the kneecaps, which he was rather startled about. And then I rang the jeweler up, and the jeweler said, "Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and do it." And they crafted. We baked them. We had to bake them and dry them out. Then they get rather like pumice stone, and then they're very porous. So we had to paint them with acetate, and then just polish them up. And the singer,
bizarre.
Really bizarre. Now,
bizarre.
He said that the singer shared that his surgeon told him he had the worst knees he's ever operated on. Now, you can go ahead and write your own jokes on why kneecaps were so bad on Elton. Just saying.
Runs around the stage.
He banged him on the piano.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So many times.
Like I said, write your own jokes on that. Yeah,
the piano bench was too high, and so he'd bang his kneecaps on the piano trying to get in there. Yeah.
That's it. And a lot of times for many concerts, he used to come out with that baseball bat. And sometimes he'd hit himself in the knee.
That sucks. Yeah. What are you going to do?
And so he said it looks a bit like an old artifact from Egypt. And it sure does. Elton, and I love it. And then he showed, that's a smaller kneecap, and that's a big one. He really liked it. The thing that really ticks me off about the whole thing, and the brooch that they showed here has an inscription in Latin that reads, "I will no longer bow to any man." I don't think that's going to be true. Mm-hmm. But it's a good it's a good statement on the brooch. Anyway, what ticks me off is that when I had my knee surgery, I had my knee replacement, my left knee replacement.
Jewelry?
I asked to keep my knee, and they said no, they wouldn't let it happen. Now, my kneecap they kept. They set it off to the side, and then they put the replacement in, and then they gave me my real kneecap back. I didn't have any holes in my kneecap. Go figure. Anyway, I want my knee, and Elton gets to keep his.
Well, you're not Elton John.
How many top 10 hits have you had?
You're right. I mean, it's Elton John. Come on,
Elton gets to keep his, and I don't.
How many top 40 hits do you have?
I'm just saying.
We're just waiting. We're just waiting for the answer.
It's Elton John.
Hanging in there.
Not Jeff
waiting
Fisher.
for the
Come
answer.
on now, it's Elton John.
Come on now.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Yesterday, FBI Director Kash Patel, we were playing you some of these. It got contentious yesterday. Ooh, man. Again, the officials in this administration don't just sit there and take it. They're going to come back at you. If you're a senator and you're attacking them, they're coming right back in your face. So just know that. I mean, verbally. So it's great. They shouldn't just be able to sit there and spew whatever BS they want to spew.
Correct.
And so Patel took on Cory Booker, Adam Schiff, Mazie Hirono, and they're all agonizing.
Which isn't difficult. I mean, they're all doofuses.
Yeah, well, they're political buffoons at best, I believe is what
and
Kash said.
Mazie is barely sober, and
I know.
What's his face from New Jersey there thinks he's pretending to be straight now that he's getting married.
Mr. Spartacus.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Congratulations.
So he had this to say when he was asked about the Epstein files.
You've seen most of the files. Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself?
Himself. There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
For the information that we have.
Okay, what is this?
What does that mean?
In the case file.
Okay.
So they don't have any evidence that Jeffrey Epstein ever trafficked girls to other people.
That's what the FBI director says. So I'm not sure why Miss Maxwell is still behind bars.
Right.
But here we are.
Right. I don't either. I don't understand it.
Sure, I understand that
now,
line.
Jeffrey Epstein was apparently, doing things with the girls himself. But if there's no trafficking charge, if she wasn't a madam of sorts, why is she in prison? What's going on? That's bizarre.
Sure
There's another bizarre thing. We've uncovered a few of them.
And he's walking that line, the way he says it.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And I just know
it's interesting.
It is. It's very interesting.
And as a reminder, here's what he had to say to our own Glenn Beck back in December of 2023.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
What?
Who? That is, I mean, there's...
that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic school. We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game. That's why you don't have a Black Book.
But the Black Book, it's not just sitting. I mean, that's Hoover power times 10.
And to me, that's a thing I think President Trump should run on. On day one, roll out the Black Book.
But who could do that in that role?
And not just that. On day one, roll out all of the text messaging communications we were told were deleted.
Yeah, let's do that.
On day one, play the rest of the video of the pipe bomb.
That's a good idea. I can't wait till day one.
One of the reforms I talk about in government gangsters is you need a central node to be continuously declassifying. Yeah. That's another thing they do. They overclassify. And I'm telling you, as a former number 2 in the IC, they overclassify 50% of the stuff there to protect the deep state. Oh, no, you can't see that. Nothing to see here. Gina was a master at it, of doing it. And we still haven't seen half of the Russiagate report that we wrote. Still under lock and key. On how the ICA was originally constructed. We put 10,000 man-hours against John Brennan's team that did it. And we found out why they came up with their bogus conclusions. But we couldn't sell it to the world because we couldn't talk about it. And the government gangsters came in and buried it. All of these things, there needs to be a continuing central power, whether it's the White House or offsite, that says every request that comes in, just right out the door, as long as it's not a major threat to national security.
All right.
Okay, so when's day one then? Day one coming right up.
I'm not sure.
We're not sure.
I want that guy as FBI director.
Yeah.
I want that guy.
Day one, he's going to release it all. That'll be great.
Let's see how let's just track how we're doing there on the Department of Justice. Just check the old count on number of arrests. Russian collusion hoax, January 6th, Mar-a-Lago raid, Biden auto pen, 2020 election, Epstein pedophile arrest, COVID, Benghazi, Doge findings, Ukraine impeachment hoax. Oh, that's right, a big...
Thousands?
Did it carry the one?
Hundreds at least.
Carry the one there on that. What did we end up with on arrests, Pat?
0. None. Okay. There's none.
Just checking. I'm
but
not good at math.
But on day one, when we get to day one, it's going to be...
Day one.
It's going to be breathtaking.
It is.
It's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
Because day one, that means we have, on top of the FBI director, I mean, we're gonna have Congress.
Yeah,
we're gonna have
the Congress, the White House,
and we're gonna have the Supreme Court.
But you got to get somebody like that
overwhelming.
You got to get somebody like that guy that Glenn was interviewing confirmed.
Yeah. Kash Patel,
and then we will.
That's going to be a sweet
that
day. What are you going to do?
Who's really in control?
Kash Patel.
I hope so. I hope that Kash Patel from
that is not the case.
From December of 2023. I wish that Kash Patel was in control.
Yeah. Also, there's some amazing things going on around this country. In Dearborn, is this a city council meeting?
Yeah, so they just changed the name of a street to Osama Siblani Parkway or something like that.
Osama Siblani?
Yeah, he's a... you
Parkway.
know who he is. He's like he's a journalist.
Journalist guy
Arab
in
something or other. But he has expressed support for Hamas and Hezbollah in the past.
And so there was a resident who was a little upset about that.
Yeah.
Right? And listen to the Dearborn mayor afterward.
I also appreciate how he has helped to people to sympathize with, the people of Palestine, people of Lebanon. As you know, I've lived in Lebanon. I also lived in Israel. I've stayed for several weeks in Palestine. And I feel like, but despite that, I feel like having that sign up there, it's almost like having, naming a street Hezbollah Street or Hamas Street. I mean, Hezbollah, bombed the embassy in Beirut, and including many Americans. So I just feel it's quite inappropriate.
And I think it's quite hypocritical to know that you're approaching this podium when you yourself have videos on YouTube standing in front of my mosque saying the cruelest of things about Muslims, about the religion of Islam, because you are a bigot.
Like what?
And you are a racist. And you are an Islamophobe. And although you live here, I want you to know as mayor, you are not welcome here.
Oh, wow.
And the day you move out of the city will be the day that I launch a parade celebrating the fact that you moved out of the city. Because you are not somebody who believes in coexistence. You're somebody who tries to preach it, but in fact you do everything but that.
Okay. Wow. Now, I mean, that's unacceptable.
That's Mayor Abdullah H. Hammoud talking to Edward Ted Barham.
Do we know the hate that he spews?
That's what I'm looking for right now, as a matter of fact. See what he's referring to. If he is indeed an Islamophobe, because, you could throw that term around like racist.
Sure can.
Please.
And it can mean anything.
Or nothing.
Or nothing at all.
I mean, not wanting a street to be named something is, Islamophobic.
Not really.
Not really.
But yeah, that's what he's trying to make
Absolutely.
it. Yeah. And it's so agonizing. It just really is. There's just no words in the English language to express how outrageous so much of this stuff is. Yesterday, President Trump was being asked a bunch of questions by reporters. He likes to walk up to the reporters and answer questions and talk to them for a few minutes.
Who's on his way to the UK, right?
Yeah.
This is where he's going to the UK because he's over there now, glad head with the king. And
he is.
Is there a way to
and
get
the Queen consort,
Camilla?
The president, I mean, he spends a lot of time talking to the press when he goes to Marine One.
He does.
Must we keep the Marine One fire? I don't know. Do we have to keep it going the entire time? Because, you get background noise. I want to hear what the president has to say. I don't know how long it takes to fire it up, but
they might need to get out of it at any moment.
I don't know. That might be what it is. Seriously. Yeah.
Well, John Karl brought up, I think, a good question. And this is from the Pam Bondi thing we played yesterday, which was outrageous. And John Karl asked the president about it.
And what do you make Pam Bondi saying she's going to go after hate speech? A lot of your allies say hate speech is free speech. She'll probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart. Maybe they'll come after ABC. Well, ABC paid me $16 million recently for a form of hate speech, right? Your company paid me $16 million for a form of hate speech. So maybe they'll have to go after you. Look, we want everything to be fair. It hasn't been fair. And the radical left has done tremendous damage to the country. But we're fixing it. We have right now the hottest country anywhere in the world. And remember, 1 year ago, our country was dead. And now Washington, D.C. is fixed, and I fixed it. The mayor was fine. The mayor was just fine.
Yeah.
Okay. The mayor had the sick city for many years. He's been mayor for many years. The one that fixed it was me and my people. And it is so safe. You should take your beautiful wife tonight and have dinner down there. You won't be shot. You won't be accosted. You won't even be looked at incorrectly by anybody.
Nobody will even look at you incorrectly. Okay, look. This is indefensible. This hate speech garbage is indefensible. As conservatives, it cannot be defended. There's no way to make this okay. You can't. It's not us. It is not constitutional. It is not American. And it is not right. And again, if this was Joe Biden standing in front of a Fox News reporter talking about hate speech and how it's going to be clamped down on,
maybe we should come after you.
We'd be out of our minds right now. Just because it's coming out of the mouth of Pam Bondi and Donald Trump, it doesn't make it right. It's wrong. This is the United States of America. We must protect speech we don't like. That's the only kind of speech that needs protecting. As long as you're not threatening anyone. This hate speech rhetoric is complete garbage. Please, America, just say no to this. We cannot become the fascists they're accusing us of being.
Right.
It's un-American. This is part of the debate. This is what Charlie Kirk fought against. He showed up at colleges all over the country and faced people that didn't like him, that hated his guts in a lot of cases, and he just talked to them and tried to persuade them. That is necessary, and it has to continue. We can't just clamp down because people said something we don't like. Unless, again, hate speech is one thing. Threatening speech, if you're threatening to hurt somebody or take away their rights, that's different. But just talking about not liking somebody else or hating that's not illegal. That's free speech. That should be allowed. Yeah. And we can't clamp down on it. There's just no way in this country you can do that. This is not Great Britain. This is not Canada. And it's not the Soviet Union or communist China. I can't believe that we've gotten to this place with our Republican leader. Chilling. It's absolutely terrifying. And really, if we're just going to sit back and say, no, it's Donald Trump, so it's got to be good. A, he won't always be there. And then you're going to start something that they're going to finish. B, it's not right even under Donald Trump. I can't believe what's happening. It's absolutely astonishing to me. And where are people? Why aren't you pissed about this? How could you not be pissed about this?
Because they're, and many are, but many are also sick of hearing the other side.
I know. I'm sick of it. Don't listen to it. If you don't want to hear the hate speech, don't listen to it.
There's a thought.
You know what?
There's an idea.
If you see something on TikTok that's pissing you off, move, leave that site. I'm not saying move to a different country. Right. I'm saying go to a different site or scroll past it. You know, or discuss it with them.
Yep. I'm pretty sure your device has an on-off button.
Yeah, right.
I mean, exactly. The bottom line is that there's no role for the government in any of this.
None whatsoever. No.
And just even if it's something that makes you feel good, it doesn't make it constitutional.
Right.
It doesn't make it right.
Right.
Just because it's your side.
In Florida, there was a guy who was just fired because of what his wife said online.
I got a little bit of a problem with that, I think.
In what way?
I don't know. If my wife says something, that's on her.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I have a big problem with it.
Okay, that's all right. We're on the same page.
At a Texas Roadhouse. He was the manager of a Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. His wife was disparaging Charlie Kirk, which none of us like. But it wasn't him.
And Roadhouse accents for it. And
it wasn't him.
What's not
so
me?
They fired him because his wife said something mean. That's incredible.
That's brushed with dumb. I know. I got it.
Yeah. I know you got a commercial to get here, and I don't know if you can do this after the break, but we have an ABC reporter local in Springfield, Illinois, who spent 60 seconds on a newscast to praise Charlie Kirk. She got suspended, and she has since just quit her job instead of working there. But you want to see the heinous things that she said?
Yeah.
I want to see this clip
All
here.
right.
Okay.
So I want to talk about something for a minute, and it is heavy, so please bear with me. I want you to know that it's okay if you feel sadness. It's okay if you're grieving. 2 days ago, I lost a mentor, my first boss, the first person who made me believe in myself. that encouraged me to chase this dream that you're watching right now. Charlie Kirk. There's a lot going on in our world right now, in our country, but I want to say one thing. Lean on your neighbors. Speak up for what you believe in. I don't care what it is. I want to share with you one of my favorite sayings that Charlie would always tell us at the office. He would yell it from the mountaintops, so please listen. When conversations stop happening, when individuals become wordless, that's when violence begins. So, if you do one thing today, make it be with passion, with conviction. Stand up for your friends, stand up for your beliefs, and speak loudly, even if your voice shakes. Your words have meaning, your values have purpose. Never forget that. Thank you, CK. You changed my life.
That got her suspended.
Jeez. So, and then she just quit because of it.
Yeah, she just quit. Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, she just mentioned she used to work for Charlie Kirk. In fact, I read an article this morning in the headline.
CK.
The headline was former Turning Point USA staffer tells what it was really like working for Charlie Kirk. And I was like, here comes the hit piece. And I read it, and it was anything but. She praised him. The only reason she's a former employee is because when the Republican Party started to align with Trump, she decided, you know what? I'm not going to be on this side of the movement anymore. What happened to her? She went to college, and she became a liberal. And that's why she quit. But
Did she really?
But as far as the stuff about Charlie, it was nothing but praise for him being just a genuinely good guy, even though she disagrees with him politically now. But whatever.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. I'm surprised.
When going to college and then becoming a liberal? Well, shocking, right?
Especially if you were if you're already part of Turning Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already part of that
right.
Well, she admits in the article that she kind of joined it just to make contacts with big names, so I don't think that her heart was really in it to begin with. But as far as the Charlie stuff, just praise for him.
All right, there's been lots of fad diets over the years: juice cleanses, cabbage soup diets. Aren't you on that right now, Jeffy? Aren't you doing the cabbage soup?
I am not.
Diet?
No, I am not.
Oh, I'm surprised.
I will promise
seems
you.
like you. That seems like
it
Jeff
doesn't,
Fisher.
It doesn't because I want to say no to that. That's the one diet I will never go on. I am not a fan.
Not for you?
I am not a fan of cabbage.
Me neither, actually.
No.
How about raw food? Raw food. You eat a lot of raw meat?
Oh, man. Yeah. I just dig it out of the dirt. That's what I want.
Just take the chill off of it and put it on my plate. By the time the average person hits 60, they've lost and regained several hundred pounds. It's just not good for us. You know, how much damage is that doing? Doctors call it weight cycling, and half of Americans do it. So if you do it enough, you really run the risk of diabetes, liver damage, heart attack, stroke. Weight cycling is when you lose 10 pounds or so, but then put the pounds right back on, plus a few more. That puts tremendous strain on your organs and can lead to serious health issues. Well, that's where lean comes in. Lean was created by doctors. It's a non-prescription oral supplement. It's not a GLP-1 injectable, and the science is really impressive. Its studied ingredients target weight loss in 3 powerful ways. Lean helps maintain healthy blood sugar. It helps control appetite and cravings. It helps burn fat by converting it to energy. And, of course, then burning fat helps keep your weight off. So if you want to lose meaningful weight at a healthy pace and keep it off, add lean to your diet and exercise lifestyle. Get 20% off right now when you enter the promo code PAT at takelean.com. That's promo code PAT at takelean.com.
Follow Pat on X at Pat Unleashed. Pat Gray Unleashed returns right after this.
Coming up, we got another book author, Adam Johnson, also known as Via Getty, from January 6th, be in studio with us.
Yeah, awesome.
The photo that they took when he picked up the lectern at the Capitol building. The photo underneath, as it always does, if it comes from the Getty News Agency, said this is Via Getty. In other words, it came from Getty. And they thought that was the name of the guy
Yeah, they were
'Cause they're
reporting
so
actually
stupid.
calling him Via Getty.
So for a long time, people referred to him online as Via Getty. And so Via Getty's coming up in a few minutes.
Awesome.
Did you see Publishers Clearinghouse? Bankrupt.
Yes.
They're going out of business.
Pat, oh, my gosh. This is why you take the cash payout.
option.
That's exactly
now, you don't,
my point.
That's different than how Publishers Clearinghouse works.
Yeah, I don't know that they gave you that option.
No, they didn't. But
it's like $5,000 a week for life.
But right.
So now
that should be illegal, by the way. That money that they gave away should have already been set aside.
Yep. Yes.
They should not have been able to do that.
No, clearly. Yes, clearly.
That's a problem.
Every penny that you promised them should be in a bank somewhere, drawing interest.
And the new company,
and you still have it.
And the new company said that
they're done.
Well, yeah, those people are done, but they're going to have a separate thing for the people after a certain date now going forward. And I'm thinking,
who would enter this thing now?
Screw you.
Yeah, no way. No way. They said anybody who won a prize prior to July 15th,
that
this
was a
year,
date. Right.
You just lost your money.
Yeah, you did. Over. Sorry.
Incredible.
Sorry about it. Yeah, for the last...
People need to go to jail for this.
Absolutely. 100%.
Did I win the money or did I not?
Right. I mean, people, yes, they have to go back to work, and a lot of people are going to shed tears over that. However, there was a commitment and a promise made to them.
You're
going to get $5,000 a week for the rest of your life,
and you already had it.
Right.
You were already getting it. And the one guy said, I called him. I thought something was funny when I didn't get my check. This year.
$260,000 this year.
And I didn't get my check, so I wondered what was going on. And then they told me, good luck, God bless.
Oh, yeah, we're not paying you.
They're kicking you to the curb. Take care.
No money left.
And it's been longer than 10 years you've been getting this money.
Yeah.
Some people were getting it for 15, 20 years. And now
it's bye-bye.
Now it's have a nice day. Now, I got it.
Should be a lawsuit, though.
I got it. Save your money.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have counted on it. It wasn't money that was real.
Still.
Blah, 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 blah.
You
promised me the money.
Right. So I guess they're going to continue with this new company.
That's what a BS.
Bizarre.
That is
really bizarre.
Man. Agonizing.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
The world-renowned, highly acclaimed Via Getty joining us this morning.
No doubt. What's up, Via?
So, Via, how things going?
Man, I can't complain. Life is good. I've got married for almost 15 years now, 5 kids that are healthy and happy, so
that's great.
Life is good.
Cool. Good. Adam Johnson joins us, also known as the Lectern guy from J6. Spent some time just cooling your heels over that, right? How long were you in?
Almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months. Okay. And then, so part of the deal, though, when you were sentenced was that you couldn't talk about it, right? You couldn't write a book about it, any of that stuff.
That's correct. They put a 5-year stipulation on any type of profit, any type of selling books, going on podcasts. So
Wow. So because you were pardoned, though, by the president, now all bets are off.
That is correct.
You can say whatever you want.
That's correct.
Awesome.
That is great.
That is
Good.
awesome. Now, you overcame that, though, because you were building your little lecterns, right, in that time frame.
Yes.
But you weren't making any money from it.
I was actually giving all of it away.
Right.
We talked to the DOJ, and I said, what the plea agreement didn't say is I can't give away the money. So we just raised a bunch of money for J6 families in the process.
My gosh. You couldn't even give away money?
We actually got it worked out where we could give away money.
Okay.
But then,
That's
I had to
nice
start a
of them.
charity, a 501c3, because you can't just give people money if you're selling things. So
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell us about the new book you just wrote. It's called Taking a Stand.
It is called...
which is kind of a double entendre because you took a stand.
I'll get it.
It is called Taking a Stand. I've done a bunch of podcasts, but it's a more personal look into my life, what my family went through, what my kids went through, kind of a day-to-day walking next to me and how I felt about the event during, before, and after.
Wow. And where can you get this?
It's on my website, unlicensedfurnituremovers.com.
So was that your problem with moving Lecter, 20 feet? You weren't licensed to do that.
That is it, yeah.
I mean, that's what actually happened, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you
you
just
moved it.
I know people act like you took it out of
Yes.
the country.
Like you took it home with you or something.
I mean, I will never forget when they rolled it back across the Capitol tundra there.
It
and
was the next
wheels
day.
was squeaking, and
they
it was
found the Lectern? I thought that was gone forever.
I know. I did as well.
Unreal.
And come to find out, it was still there.
Yeah.
They found it the next morning, actually. There's actually footage of the police actually taking the Lectern after I walked away from it 20 minutes later. And they, even though they know they had it, they still charged me with felony theft.
Of course.
That's unreal.
That is
your government at work.
Despicable.
Unreal. So how far did you actually move it? We always say 20 feet. I don't know what the actual...
20, 30 feet. I mean, I'd like to go back and recreate it to actually measure, but 20, 30
picked
feet.
it up, took the picture, we were done.
That's it.
And it was so difficult to find? I mean, they didn't...
Hold on a second. You
Come
said
on.
you'd like to go back and recreate it to see how long you carried it, how far you carried it. Do you actually dare go back to the U.S. Capitol or even Washington, D.C., or does that just kind of...
Or have you done that?
Yeah.
I have. I've been back to the Capitol 4 times since then.
Oh, wow.
Okay, good.
And how'd that go? Did you do anything? What'd you do while you were there?
I walked around. I just walked around. Same thing. Same thing. Just
Really?
walked around and left. Was nice to the police and told them to have a nice day.
Did you wear your winter cap the way you were in the picture just so anyone would recognize you or no?
No. I didn't wear
They knew you were there. Yeah, the Lectern guy just walked in. Door B.
Door B.
So dangerous. What if he had moved another piece of furniture?
I know.
God,
Holy cow.
Would have destroyed the Republic, So glad you didn't do that. Did anybody recognize you while you were there the other 4 times?
A handful of people.
Yeah.
Handful of people. Some were less enthusiastic about my...
I bet they were.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, why do they care? Just unbelievable.
Because it's so ridiculous. The whole January 6th thing is so
absolutely
overblown.
So in your book, though, you say where you're walking through people day to day. What was one of the hardest things that you had to face day to day? I mean, because it's amazing to me how they tried to destroy all of the January 6th people's lives, but you're coming out on the other side now, but you still had to go through it. And I'm fascinated by what the hardest thing was.
I think the hardest thing was actually coming out of prison. It wasn't the anticipation of something happening to you. Always kind of you kind of ride that high, whether it's a high or a low, you still ride it. Not sure what's going to happen, but coming out of prison, I remember being back home and sitting in my closet and realizing that there's still so many people in there that shouldn't be there for years. And that was the hardest thing. It was a little bit of a survivor's guilt, I guess, is probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
And that's why I spent so much time and money trying to talk about it and make sure people understood.
And some of them were going to be there for another 20 years or more in some cases.
Yes.
So they'd be, I mean, their lives are ruined at that point.
Forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'd already been 3 years for some of them. But another 20 would be a tough prospect to face.
And I've been clear about this. I try to be objective and fair. I mean, if you hit a cop, that's always a bad thing. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't
obviously.
do that.
Yes.
But the status quo for those types of charges is maybe a year, maybe 2 years, not 20 years.
Right.
And that really was my issue with the sentencing guidelines they used in D.C.
Some of those people didn't hit police officers.
No, they did not.
Some of them weren't violent at all. Some of them were just milling. Some of
those
them were
people
parading.
didn't even pick up furniture.
And as a matter of fact, some of them didn't even go into the building, and they were still sentenced to long terms.
This is true.
Yeah, what has this done for your overall perception of your country, more specifically your government? You came through it and you got the pardon, but how are you feeling about the federal government? The IRS is listening, so careful.
I love my country. I understand that there are people who are in charge that don't love our country, and so my opinion about where I live, I still love where I live. I still want to raise my kids here. The government, I mean, someone's going to run it. Someone's always going to be a bad person. It's hard to, get all the weeds out. But I do think that we're in a better place than we were a few years ago. So I try to stay positive, try to stay hopeful.
Yeah. In the wake, though, of what happened to Charlie last week, what are your thoughts about the political climate we have right now?
I mean, I think the climate's been the same for the past 8 to 10 years. They shot the president a year ago.
Right.
This is not something that we shouldn't have anticipated. And, Charlie was a guy, he was the best of us. All he wanted to do was have a conversation, which is what most of conservatives want to do. We're nice people. We want to invite our neighbors back over to bring potato salad, for a weekend cookout. No, with salt.
You're not a big potato salad guy,
salad,
or was it the neighbor part? You didn't want the neighbors.
No, the neighbor can come. Bring hot dogs or something. I don't want the potatoes.
Yeah.
But we want to see restoration. We want to see our country when I grew up in the 90s, we were friends with everyone. We listened to everyone.
Absolutely.
There was open dialogue, and even if we disagreed, we still hung out. We were still friends.
Yeah.
I don't think that our generation, my generation, has an off-ramp for this. I think what we are in is a generational fight, and it's going to take my generation standing up and speaking out for the next 30 years, because the Marxists and the liberals have been in control for 60 years in the public schools. It's going to be our kids who see the fruits of our labor. So we can't go to sleep. We have to continue to fight.
Yeah. So what did your family go through during this time with you? Because I'm sure there was some consternation of some people around you who knew about you, who knew about your experiences via Getty.
Yeah, your neighbors.
Did they have a rough time?
My wife's work received a lot of violent threats that hire private security.
Oh, wow.
For her work. My kids had teachers that were telling entire classrooms that their father was a terrorist.
Oh, God.
My gosh.
It's, really? But it is what it is. We lost a lot of friends, but since then I've forgiven them, because that's what I'm called to do as a Christian.
Yeah.
And we try to move forward. We try to make the best of what happened. And, the way I see it is, the people who hate me, were always going to hate me. They just happen to know who I am now. They've already formed their opinions. They don't want to have a discussion. So, and I don't feel any differently.
Yeah. That's great. We know that's what's asked of us as Christians. It's just really hard to do. Yeah. Really hard to do. So good for you for being able to get there.
How about your kids, though? You're setting a good example for your kids, but they were told that their dad was a terrorist. Oh, my gosh. I don't know that I would have been...
that'd be hard to do.
I don't know that I would have been able to do what was asked of me.
Right.
Yeah, how are those conversations with your kids in the wake of all that?
We do have some serious conversations, but we try to joke around. And that is the point, though. What they meant to do was destroy me and change who I was as a husband, as a father, as a man. And if I changed anything about myself, I wasn't a good father, it wasn't a good husband, they win.
Yeah.
So when we talk about how we're raising our kids, it's the same way. It's the same thing.
How old are your kids?
My oldest is 18. My youngest is 10. There are 5 total, all boys.
Oh, nice. So you got 5 kids?
Yep, 5 sons.
How loud is that house?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And why is the book? This is this is high quality, man. There's shiny pages. It's a heavy book. What's that all about?
Well, I wanted it to be something nice. If you're going to pay $20 for a book, it should be heavy. It should be nice. Be something you put on a bookshelf and have for a very long time.
Be proud of Jonah. Yeah. I also, just a side note, I want to thank you for listening to my show, Chewing the Fat, because I see you've been posting on your social media account that if you go to Vegas and you put a suit on, you can just eat at any conference. Just show up at the conference and eat there.
That's a life hack right there.
I appreciate you listening to my show and learning how to do that. So you're a good man. Thank you.
Yep. We got absolutely 2 guys that know how. We got one guy here that doesn't have a presidential pardon, but desperately needs one for past and future crimes. But a couple of guys that have some good life hacks there. I want to point out that I love how you have taken that silhouette, that iconic photo of yours, and turn it into marketing genius. This hat right here that you can get on your website, unlicensed.furnituremovers.com.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That is an awesome logo.
That's awesome.
I'm so glad that you've taken that and run with it, Adam.
Okay, so Taking a Stand, it's available now at unlicensed.furnituremovers.com. Anywhere else? Is it going to be in stores and whatnot? Or
it's just going to be there.
Just on the.
Don't want to give Bezos money.
Okay, good for you. All right.
Good
Adam,
thinking.
it's great. Great to see you doing so well, and
great.
Glad you're out of the clanker and moving on with your life. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Pat.
Let me take a minute and thank you for watching, listening to the show. It's because of you that we're able to keep producing content like this. Blaze TV exists because people like you refuse to settle for watered-down coverage, endless spin, clickbait headlines, all of that stuff that this misleads instead of informs. This has never been about one voice or one company. It's about a movement of people who refuse to sit on the sidelines and people who are willing to take a stand. By subscribing, you're standing shoulder to shoulder with a community that believes America is worth fighting for. Blaze Media only exists because people like you step up, join us, and help drive the mission forward. So join Blaze TV today at blazetv.com/Pat. Get $20 off right now. For as low as $8 a month on the annual plan, you can be part of shaping the future. That's blazetv.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. All right. So, Rowdy Introvert and Kamala Harris' new book. This is from Rowdy Introvert, I'm guessing. I'm guessing he didn't do a book with Kamala Harris.
No, he did not.
Yeah. He reworked some of the lyrics, actually, from the original post he made in honor of the book release this week. Did we play this last week or the week before? I think we played some of it, right? Did we not? Version? We played the original. Yeah. But here is the updated version of the song. 107 days to lose an election.
The problem was your campaign. Funds were bleeding dry. The polls quickly changed, and you're the reason why. Skipping a primary wasn't the best way to try. 107 days to lose an election. I said it's really not my habit to intrude, but your word salads make you sound unglued.
Yeah.
And that laugh of yours could make the voters brood. 107 days to lose an election. Yeah. Just ramble on, Cam. Pick a mate that's a sham. Tam. Giggle like a witch. Bitch. Watch the vote switch. Slur your words, girl. Give the bottle a whirl. Just nobody voted for your selection. 107 days to lose an election. Your speeches loop like a broken record, dear. Repeating phrases no one wants to hear. And when you cackle, people bleed from each ear. 107 days to lose an election. Your running mate's a dud, a real mistake. Tampon Tim isn't worth a constant headache. A phony old white guy, a governor fake. 107 days.
Look at the love between them.
I know.
It's beautiful.
Just ramble on, Cam. Pick a mate that's a sham. Tam. Giggle like a witch. Bitch. Watch the vote switch. Slur your words, girl. Give the bottle a whirl. You more than earned the voters' objection. 107 days to lose an election.
Everybody.
There you go.
Repeat.
Is that available now? I've heard nothing about it.
I think it is. Although she starts it, I think she was going on tour, so maybe it isn't.
Usually books come out on Tuesday. Are you sure it's not next Tuesday, Keith? I don't know. Maybe. Keith thinks Friday.
Oh, okay. I knew it was
so you've been
close.
waiting with bated breath to get that thing.
I'm
sure
you
it's
should have
coming out
already
soon.
pre-ordered it, so it's going to arrive.
That's right.
23rd. So 6 days.
Okay.
Tuesday, yep.
All right. Yep. Tuesday.
Good news about Tampon Tim, too.
Which is?
I see he's running for a third term.
Oh, I saw that, too.
All right,
Yeah,
Minnesota, you do it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Minnesota. Yeah. That's really good. Thank you, Rowdy.
And
for
we
that.
will make this
Really
available momentarily on X at Pat Unleashed if you would like to.
And
share this.
Unfortunately, we're not rid of those two, but are we going to be finally rid of Fani Willis now that she got the axe?
Yes, she's done.
The Georgia Court of Appeals ruled that her office could not continue to prosecute the case, and the Supreme Court didn't take it up. They declined to take the case, so she's done. She can't investigate the Trump case because of her.
Oh, that's a darn shame, isn't it?
I know. Because of her romantic relationship with a little bit is out there in the cabin with Nathan. And so, I mean, does she just go away now? Or?
Cabin business.
We can only hope.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Georgia's problem now.
The New York Post wrote another really good article about the fear-mongering predictions that keep falling apart from the climate change hysteriacs. Over the past half century, environmentalists have predicted countless calamities. And that's for sure. Their extreme predictions were typically wrong. Their draconian countermeasures turned out to be mostly misguided. And we should be grateful we didn't follow their harmful advice. We need to keep this history in mind as we are inundated with stories of climate Armageddon. Yeah, it's amazing how they have any credibility left.
It sure is.
After the last 50 years of being wrong every time. This summer, headlines about the Great Barrier Reef painted a dire picture of climate-driven devastation to the reef, with environmental journalists claiming the reef was on the brink of collapse. In reality, data shows the reef has its fourth highest coral cover since records began in 1986, revealing these alarmist narratives to be vastly misleading. And again, another lie. The coral reef is not collapsing. In fact, it's prospering right now.
Because guess what? The Earth
does this. Yes.
What the Earth does.
I'll never forget the documentary I was watching about the coral reef. I think it might have been the one focused. It might have been focused on the one near Australia. And they talk about how it's dying and dead, and how so many of them are gone. And do you know they regenerate? Do you know they come back? Do you know this is part of the cycle? This happens, and then they come back, amazingly. Yeah, because it's what the Earth does.
That's what the Earth does.
It's incredible. Sensible, life-improving environmental policies over recent decades were rarely sold with fear-mongering. Rich countries have dramatically reduced air and water pollution through technological advances and then through regulation. Poorer countries are starting to do the same thing as they emerge from poverty and can afford to be more environmentally concerned. Forests have expanded globally. We've talked about that before.
Yep.
There's more trees on the earth than stars in the sky.
And as we lift up the economies around the world, with hopefully capitalism, but that doesn't look like that's happening, people realize, hey, we probably don't want to live in all this crap.
Yeah, right.
Maybe we ought to get somebody to clean this stuff up.
But this article goes on to mention that 2/3 of the predictions from these climate alarmists have predicted doom before August of 2025, and all of them, and there's been hundreds of these predictions, have turned out to be false. One of the first well-known environmental scare stories was the 1968 book, Population Bomb. How'd that work out?
Oh, yeah.
What was the population of the Earth at the time? I bet it was, 2 or 3 billion maybe?
Maybe.
Now it's close to 9.
What year was that book written?
68.
Yeah, so 3
I
billion,
bet it was
maybe
3
tops.
billion
Yeah.
at the most.
Yeah.
And now we're at 8.5 billion. But that warned the global population was out of control, argued for widespread forced sterilization. And given the inevitability of hundreds of millions of hunger death, the book also argued we should stop food aid to crappy countries like India, who now has, just by themselves, 1.4 billion people. Thankfully,
they wouldn't have if we stopped sending them food. I'll tell you that.
That's very true. That is very true. But thankfully, the world mostly ignored this misanthropic and amoral advice. Instead, scientists spearheaded the first green revolution that led to much higher crop yields and more than 1 billion people being well-fed. Today, India is the world's leading rice exporter. So they've got so much food in India, they're exporting some of it. In 1972, limits to growth projected that food scarcity and pollution would cause global collapse. Time magazine predicted a future with a few gaunt survivors desperately tilling freeway center strips in what used to be Los Angeles. The world would run out of everything from aluminum and iron to oil and food. And we talked about the oil thing before, too. That's also something that they try to claim, that we're at peak oil all the time.
Yeah.
And the first sort of beginnings of that movement were in the 1920s, that we were at peak oil in the 1920s.
And more people are coming on board the Pat Gray the Pat Gray plan.
Renewable goo.
Yeah.
It's renewable goo.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of articles in the last 6 months that more and more scientists are coming on board with you. I believe that was the headline. Scientists coming on board with Pat Gray. That's the way I read it.
That's a good headline.
That's the way I read it.
It's a good headline. In 1980, the world was thought to have enough oil for 30 years of consumption at 1980 levels. So since then, we've used all the oil we thought was left and 80% more.
Awesome.
I love that.
And by the way, we keep finding it in different places, which
Yes,
leads
we
to,
do.
yes, some places have reached peak oil. But then we find out,
there's some
there's
over
a
here.
bunch over here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. And it continues over and
It's
over.
almost
and
as
over.
if the Earth does what the Earth does.
Isn't it?
It is almost
It is
that.
kind of like that.
Almost that.
Yeah. And then, we talked last week about the Arctic sea ice. The Antarctic sea ice has increased. The Arctic sea ice is in fine shape as well. And it's not.
No, but an iceberg melted.
Yeah.
Pat, an iceberg melted. What are we talking about?
Because it broke off. It calved.
Yeah.
Which has nothing to do with melting. But it calved, and then it traveled out to where it could melt, and then it did melt. Oh, wow. Wow, what a catastrophe.
It's over.
The
Done.
world is ending. And then you saw Miami go underwater because of it.
Right. Yeah.
Miami, New Orleans.
I don't think Florida's left.
Is it the whole state?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wow. Which they also predicted, by the way.
They sure did.
As well as the West Side Highway in New York City was supposed to be well underwater by 2000.
They're still driving on that?
Quite a few people are driving on that right now as we speak, in fact. Yeah. All right, we got overtime coming up later on today, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.